Hello folks, welcome back. I'm hoping you are doing well wherever you are. Now you see, these Jubaland forces in Sana, and the government is actually trying to distance itself from the fact that Jubaland forces have occupied a primary school in Mandera.
Tutakuwa na askari ya Somalia, ama whether regional ama ni national, ambayo itafanyia mambo ya vita kupande wa Kenya. Kama kuna watu wa kutoka Somalia ambao wako katika upande wa Kenya, si kwa mwaliko wa taifa la Kenya, ni kwa sababu pengine wanatoroka sababu zao za kivita, na investigations ya security itahakikisha kwamba wote wanakuwa accounted for na wanasaidiwa kurudi salama kwa sehemu ambazo wanatoka.
And of course we are seeing the governor wa Mandera akicomplain. We are seeing even the senator Ali Roba ana complain, anasema Ruto must actually act like a president and deal with this matter once and for all.
Administration in Mandera have tried to hide that and denounce, saying the statement that was given by the governor is not true. Hiding the truth of the presence of Jubaland forces within Mandera town is like hiding the sun using your hands. We are here to give an enforcing press statement on the alarming situation in Mandera, the presence of foreign forces occupying our town. We wish to raise the gravest concern about the presence of Jubaland forces inside Mandera town.
Now, you see, let me give you a small history about these Jubaland forces. You see, Jubaland ziko karibu na border ya Kenya na Somalia, as in Somalia lakini karibu na border. And you see now, it is believed that the government is actually lenient on this, militia, because serikali inategemea watu kupigana na Al-Shabaab. That's what they're saying. Because these forces act like a shield between, as in wanazuia Al-Shabaab from crossing over to Kenya. That's what the government is saying. Now, before I play your video from Robert Alai, now I would like you to tell me if it is true.
And you say these senators and governors behave like as if they are loyal to Somalia and not Kenya.
Yes.
Jubaland forces are in Jubaland. You want Kenyans to attack Jubaland and help Egypt and Somalia government. And many people are finding this off, that we're talking about the territory of Kenya, and that these people have crossed the border into our territory, and Kenyans are concerned about their own security in their own country. Where does this argument come from?
And I want Mbai to be attentive and not looking like they are sharing. You know the history of Jubaland and Somaliland and in the greater Somali dynamic and how it came to be. And what is happening with Jubaland, how they conduct their elections, is that they never have one man, one vote, universal suffrage way of electing their leaders. So what gets to happen is that the president decides on who is going to represent what region and so on. Somalia got to influence that because Somalia believed that Jubaland is part of it. So they got to influence that process. In the end, they got a lot of differences and started fighting between the Jubaland forces and Somalia. Some of the troops were pushed to almost close to the border of Kenya. In the age of social media, mainstream media, produce for me one evidence of a single Jubaland force in the territory of Kenya. Sent to me today. The coordinates.
Should we doubt the governor, the senator, the residents?
These are politicians.
Here.
These are politicians.
Including the
word siasa. Hao ni wanasiasa. The word siasa comes from two Swahili words. Si hasa. It's not true. Which school? Produce for me evidence. Which school? The name of the school?
We have the story there. We've just trained it.
Look at those bangles. They've been written by one person, one handwriting. I'm telling you, this is psychological warfare by the Somalia government on Kenyan. They want Kenyan KDF to move at the border. When you move your troops to the border, it's like declaring a war on a friendly nation. People are conducting. Why are we doubting our government so much?
Because the issue here is,
if today,
do you really believe that it is true that Kenya, these Jubaland forces zinasaidia Kenya pia na Al-Shabaab? Because Gachagua himself alisema kwamba William Ruto has been meeting Al-Shabaab leaders in Mandera.
William Ruto, you need to know, the Americans want to know why you are working with Al-Shabaab. Why, when you are in Mandera, you met 3 leaders of the Al-Shabaab militia at night to discuss business with them. They want to know why.
Of course, I can't say that it is true because I don't have any evidence. But what I know is that whatever Gachagua says squeeze ni ukweli, because he actually warned about Jubaland, in Mandera na site na Iona. He actually warned about Ruto, sending weapons to Sudan to aid the war in South Sudan.
After I asked William Ruto to explain about the alleged meeting he did in Mandera with Al-Shabaab, some leaders in that area, the governor, the senator, and some MPs, were accusing me of having called the people of Mandera terrorists. Let me say very clearly, the people of Mandera are very innocent, and they have nothing to do with these accusations. The accusations are against the William Ruto, not the people of Mandera. The fact that the meeting is alleged to have taken place in Mandera does not make the people of Mandera party to any such meeting. And I have seen a concerted effort to try to draw a wedge between me and the people of Mandera and the people of northeastern Kenya. And let me take this opportunity to say that I have tremendous respect for that community. Those are very honorable people. And myself, I do business with people of the Somali community. And indeed, Yvonne, one day if you want to do business, the Somali people are very good people to do business with. Their word is like a banker's check.
And of course, later on, we realized that indeed kuna mabunduki South Sudan zinatumika kwa vita. See now, this shows clearly that indeed the Gachagua statement is the statement that, of course, Kenyans need to believe, because he's a former deputy president and he knows everything that has been happening or that happened in this government. Now, I don't know. All I know is that there is no way Mandera people can be complaining at the Jubaland forces wako Mandera wanapiga tu marisasi. I know they are training, they are, bombs alipuka. There's no way they can be doing that kama indeed it's a lie.
Ekea baadhi ya wenyeji kutorokea makwao wakihofia usalama wao.
Wako hapa kwa shamba yetu, wanafanya training hapa, watoto wetu hawasomi, sisi hatulali usiku na mchana, tunaogopa. Gavana wa Mandera Mohamed Adan amezua wasiwasi mkubwa kuhusu uwepo wa wanajeshi wa Jubaland nchini Kenya, akionya kuwa huenda taifa likapoteza heshima yake mbele ya Somalia.
Mandera cannot be turned into a battleground for Somalia. We have no interest in Somalia. The only interest we have in Somalia is peace.
Because kama watu wako kwa border, then why do people complain? For example, you see, people are complaining because these people have taken over BP1 school, primary school, and kids can't go to school, kids can't do exam. This shows indeed the government is trying to hide the fact that Jubaland forces of Mandera, they're actually disrupting activity. So it could be hii mambo ya Al-Shabaab wanasema kwamba inawazuia kupigana Al-Shabaab, yani inazuia Al-Shabaab kuingia Kenya. So they like Jubaland forces because these forces wanasaidia Kenya. They are protecting Al-Shabaab from actually entering Kenya. But remember, some 4-5 months ago, William Ruto easily gave IDs to Somalis. And of course, thousands walingia Kenya, and Ruto boasted, akisema kwamba lazima pewa Somali ID. And of course, this led to backlash from the political angle. And people said that, how can William Ruto easily give IDs to Somalis? Yet he knows that Al-Shabaab can take actually advantage waingie through this ID na waham Kenyans. But Ruto did not akusikiza. In fact, he went ahead akawapea ma ID, and some analysts said that William Ruto was trying to, use Somali votes to actually, neutralize the lost votes za Mount Kenya. So he was trying to give them 2 million IDs, are converted to votes aseme, ana watu wake wenye wamempigia kura. And of course, Aden Duale's name was also mentioned in this scheme. So, kama indeed alapia ID, why is he saying that Jubaland forces is actually stopping Al-Shabaab from entering Kenya, yet it's been giving Somalis from IDs in Kenya? So Al-Shabaab probably used the IDs kuingia because they all need to be Kenyans for them to access the border. So they just take the IDs on Kenya, and of course this led to Al-Shabaab infiltrating Mandera, because even the governor wa Mandera mwenyewe anasema kwamba saizi Mandera Al-Shabaab wako all over. And you see, when you're in Nairobi, you can't really know what's happening in Mandera, and you can easily refute this claim. But the people who are actually staying in Mandera, they're the ones who knows what they are going through. Because there are videos that have been circulating about the band forces, mabunduki za pigwa nini, they are training, disrupting the peace, the neighborhood. Just imagine, unaishi hapo karibu na hiyo primary school, unasikia mabomu zikilepuka na marisasi. Of course you'll be afraid. Your kids will be afraid. They won't even be able to actually, sleep in peace. And there's been statements that these people have actually maimed Mandera people, and the government has remained undermined that they can't chase these people. Now, the way it's heading, America has to take part in this, because all the things USA has been accusing Ruto is actually aiding war in Sudan, and of course, Imambe Al-Shabaab. And Gashago, when he was in USA, he actually, told American government that William Ruto met Al-Shabaab at night. Of course, that was a very serious allegation. And it led to America ordering Senate committee to actually investigate William Ruto. Who jamaa, is he fit to be the president of Kenya? How can a president actually meet leader of a terrorist group that, of course, has harmed and maimed its citizen? How can it be possible? And this, of course, even made America waambie Ruto atoe polisi wake Haiti. Because initially, USA believed in Ruto, and in fact, they said that Ruto should actually take Kenyan police to Haiti to stop the war in Haiti. But now USA wamesema hapana, we Ruto, wewe tukuamini, toa polisi wako, atukutaki. We are going to look for another country that we trust, that will actually take its police to Haiti. You see, one thing I've realized na Ruto is that he's just here for business. I don't think it's for the people. It's for the business. Because the fact that he took police for Kenya to Haiti, and some of them actually have died, unfortunately, he was actually given money by US government. Okay? Because what was the reason for William Ruto to actually take Kenyan police to Haiti? What was the reason for that? Like, you see, out of dunia mzima, why Kenya? You see, because there was donation from America, and I think William Ruto was eyeing that money, and that's the bitter truth I can tell you here. Now, Jubaland forces is becoming a big issue because people are protesting, and of course, people are even linking this issue to Al-Shabaab, and now U.S. government has to investigate and intervene because America wapedi ujinga. Baisa kwa ujinga, they just come and they stop you, and they have got their own ways of stopping a president from actually doing, crazy things kwa nchi yake. Now tell me, do you believe that Jubaland forces are they among Al-Shabaab? I mean, you need to tell me, do you think watu, of course they are being protected by the government, because kama si hivyo wangekuwa wamefukuzwa. And the fact that Mandera people are complaining, it means that they can't complain out of nothing. They are actually seeing these forces, and they want these forces out of the country. Subscribe and of course tell me your thought. Thank you. If you love politics, then Dr. Politica is your cup of tea, the place for minds that think. If you are watching this from anywhere else, search the name, hit subscribe, and stay sharp with us. Thank you for making Dr. Politica your home for fearless political truth. Every view, every like, every share fuels the fire behind the hours of research, filming, and editing we pour into each episode. By showing up consistently, you don't just support a channel, you empower a voice. In a world ruled by headlines, spin, and power games, you remind us that real people still care about real facts. We are here to inform, inspire, and ignite critical thinking, not just for today, but for generations to come. You are not just a viewer, you are the reason this platform exists.